Okay, so for this video, what I'll be working on is astronaut helmets and suits, and I drew about 3 of these. Before I started drawing, though, I used a dip pen to make a little sketch to kind of get the idea of what I want to draw, what I want to put down. And so I used a little pencil as well with a dip pen, and then I moved on and used a Pigma Micron to really get some fine lines down there. Now, I usually use my sketchbook when I'm drawing, but for this video I've decided I should use some scrap paper, and here I have some cardstock paper, and it's kind of thick. It's a thick paper, which is good because I can use marker, I can use watercolor. I don't have to worry about colors that I use bleed through the page, so that's a plus. And, well, with my sketchbook paper, the marker, sometimes if I use too much it'll bleed through the other side, so I don't have to worry too much with this paper. But what I do with my sketchbook when I'm drawing with marker is I put a piece of paper under the page that I'm drawing on so it doesn't bleed through to the other side. Now, what I'll be talking about is taking drawing one step at a time, and that's sort of what I've been doing, because usually I try drawing as much as possible, especially in the last year or two. That's kind of the goal that I've had, is to draw 5-10 pages a day as much as I can. And so I think taking a more relaxed approach to drawing is what I should do, and really focus on one page, one idea at a time, instead of trying to do 3 or 4 things in like 1 hour. It's easier to just write down 1 or 2 things that I'm going to draw and then draw them as best as I can that day. I think the fear that I have about taking drawing slower is that I'll spend a lot of time on one thing, and if it doesn't turn out well, then I've wasted time. But really, there's a lot of different ways you could look at it, and I've come to the conclusion that even if you do fail, even if you do mess up on that drawing, you've learned something. And the thing that I've realized is that the more you fail, the more that you mess up drawings and you make bad drawings, the more that you get used to it, and it becomes normal. And that can be a good thing, but it's also a bad thing, because if you get used to making bad stuff, that's not a good thing. You want to make good stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, if you make bad things and you get used to it, you're not so afraid of starting something new. You're not so afraid of just starting. You're not afraid of creating. And that's the biggest obstacle that a lot of people face, that I face, of just starting. And so once you can do that, once you can just start doing something, that's where progress, that's where results start to come in. So that's how I've been thinking about drawing recently, and kind of changing how I look at progress, how I look at practicing when it comes to drawing, and slowing things down to make more quality work. So these 3 helmets that I have here, these drawings are kind of interesting because the middle one here is a different angle. I've chosen a different angle to draw in, which I need to get outside of the comfort zone and draw like the back of helmets, and the face facing away from the viewer, away from the page. And so I've got a little bit of a back angle going on here in this drawing with these helmets. The middle one is kind of what I wanted to make look good, and the left and the right one are a little experimental. I have a kind of box shape going on, like a cheese grater, or I guess this helmet can kind of look like a ski shape, or maybe a boat shape, 2 boats stacked on top of each other. I don't know. It definitely does not look safe to wear, but I'll figure that out later. Anyways, I had a lot of fun with these drawings. I had an interesting time figuring this out, figuring out how to make some unique looking helmets. That's all I had to say for now. I'll be drawing some more in the future, and goodbye.